This is CES MMA.
Here is your Pinnacle Vodka Tale of the Tape. 3 rounds in the lightweight division. Andres Strudy from Sityodtong out of Dorchester, Mass. comes in at 6-2 with 2 knockouts. He takes on Saul the Spider Almeida, 14-5, 3 submissions on his record. He fights out of Framingham, Mass. Let's send it down to Adam Palazzo for the official introduction.
This is the Miller Lite bout of the evening. This fight is scheduled for 3 rounds in the lightweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, weighing in at 156 pounds, with a professional record of 14 wins, 5 losses with 3 wins coming by way of submission. Hailing from Framingham, Massachusetts, ladies and gentlemen, Saul the Spider Almeida! And his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, weighing in at 155 pounds, with a professional record of 6 wins, 2 losses, with 2 wins coming by way of knockout. Hailing from Dorchester, Massachusetts, ladies and gentlemen, Andres Strudy. Your referee is Kevin McDonald.
Mike Parenti and Scott Ream joining you cage side at CES MMA 24 from Twin River Casino in Lincoln, Rhode Island. It's Saul Almeida in the white and black trunks taking on Andres Strudy in the blue. 2 accomplished fighters, Scott, here in this lightweight division.
Yeah, we've seen them both here at CES plenty of times. This ought to be interesting. Saul, the ground guy, and, you know, Andres, he's definitely the stand-up striker.
Strudy most recently fought in March here at CES MMA when he defeated Brandon Rooney by unanimous decision. Lost back-to-back fights prior to that against Chris Foster and Lucas Cruz. Got himself back on the win column. Almeida with a quick takedown here, Scott, early on.
Well, that's definitely to be expected. With all the kicks that Andres throws, you would expect a takedown soon.
But a lot of people tend to forget about Saul Almeida. At one point, he was 12-1 in his career, one of the top featherweights at the time, and in his weight class, 4-time Bellator vet, suffered a loss to Matt Bessette at Bellator. 3-3 since then, got himself off the deck in May when he fought in Boston when he submitted Wayne Harnois. And now he is back in the win column as well.
Well, we all just saw Matt Bessette, you know, go pretty deep into the Bellator tournament. Losing to Matt is something a lot of folks around here have done, you know. So it's hard. You shake some things off. Sometimes it takes a little longer. But, you know, it's nice to see Saul back and working.
Bessette happens to be a common opponent between the two. Andres Strudy won their fight at Reality Fighting by disqualification. Bessette needed him before he was able to get off the canvas.
Right.
So Strudy was credited with the victory.
Nice rear leg by Andres.
Despite being a ground guy, Scott, and it's definitely true, Almeida has actually taken part in some professional boxing matches as well. He's fought 3-4 times in the squared circle.
Well, it looks like he's trying to box a little right now.
Certainly seems like more of a boxer than he was at the time when he was really at his peak 2-3 years ago, right before he fought Bessette at Bellator.
You know, everybody's game evolves in different directions, so it comes down to where Saul think he's at now. Where does he feel his skill set lies best now?
Again, Almeida in the white trunks, Andres Strudy in the blue. Almeida's had some tough luck losses too, Scott. He's lost to some elite competition. Pete Jeffrey, Calvin Cater, Rob Font, who's now fighting at UFC 175 in July. So certainly no slouches on his record in terms of who he's lost to and even who he's beaten in the past.
No, you can't get to 12-1 and not have some names there. Nice job by Saul waiting for Andres to cover up, expecting the barrage or the flurry to come, and Saul just shot underneath.
It looked like Strudy was able to sprawl out of it for a second, but Saul Almeida eventually completes that takedown.
Well, it's actually, you know what, it's not 100% complete yet. He can't keep him there. Andres has one knee down.
Yeah, he's just got his back against the cage.
He's doing a great job with an underhook, trying to work his way up. If Saul wants to get a takedown and keep it, I suggest that he stays off the cage. These guys tend to work very, very well, and I mean by these guys, Sityodtong guys, worked very, very well defending against the cage.
A minute and a half to go in round number 1. Saul Almeida and Andres Judy in the lightweight division, live here from CES MMA 24. Kevin McDonald watching on. Do you think at some point he might stand him up, Scott, if this action really slows to a crawl?
Well, so now with that ankle pick and the step over, locked Andreas down. So I'm sure Kevin will let him go a little bit longer now because Saul definitely improved his position.
This is certainly typical of Saul Almeida, using that tall, lanky, awkward frame to really overwhelm opponents who just have a hard time picking a spot where to attack.
Right now, Saul's punched him in the thigh. I'm not a big fan. It's what do you do from here, I guess. You know, he got him down. He needs to do something with it.
Now 30 seconds to go in this opening round.
I like Andreas throwing the wraparound punches. Now, see, okay, in the second he postured to throw punches, Andreas came straight up.
It seems like Judy was just waiting for that moment when Almeida would let his hands go, or at least try to.
Exactly.
Now he gets back to his feet, trying to drive those knees to the midsection here in these closing seconds. And that'll do it. So round number 1 in the books between Andres Judy and Saul Almeida in the lightweight division. Let's take a listen into Andres Judy's corner.
You gotta stop pushing the pace a little bit more, okay? You're doing fine, but I need you in his face. I need you in his face, bro, okay? In his face, throwing punches. When he has you on the cage, you're doing fine, but you have to just get a little bit more explosive when he has you. You gotta get off that cage fast, okay? Off that cage fast. Give me your eye. Okay.
Change your levels too. Striking, you're going straight up.
Yep.
Head, body, come back up with that hook, right? But you gotta throw more volume.
The reigning CES MMA heavyweight champ John Johnson in the corner with Andres Judy, telling him to be a little bit more active going into round number 2. We'll see if he listens.
Punches and stay in his face. Let's go.
Round 2 underway in the lightweight division. Andres Judy in the blue trunks taking on Saul Almeida in the white and black. Mike Parenti and Scott Ream cage side, bringing you all the action from CES MMA 24.
Now you see Andreas went southpaw for a little bit here. He'll mess around to try to avoid that nice straight right hand by Saul that was a little short. Andreas answers back.
Judy, trying to do it his corner, told him to be in his face at all times. We'll see if he takes the advice.
Well, Saul has the height advantage here, and it would behoove him to use it.
It looks like he's trying to just paw at him, Scott, to find his distance with that right hand. He landed one early in the round. The second one came up short.
Well, you said Saul's been doing some boxing. Did he win?
He hasn't been winning. And maybe you see why at times in this fight.
Nice combination by Andreas, responded well by Saul.
Nice exchange in the center of the cage. Now Almeida going for that takedown again. Gets Judy pinned against the cage. He's got him by one leg, not quite enough.
Well, Saul's trying to work the single. Andreas has a nice reverse grip in, trying to pull that arm off.
Almeida with that rib cage exposed. Andres Judy trying to sneak in those right hands. Now you see Almeida just trying to drive those knees into the thighs, soften up Judy's stance. 3.5 to go in round number 2 in this scheduled 3-round lightweight battle.
See here, Andreas should try to cross-face Saul and rip his head straight up. Saul went to drop levels and shoot down, and Andreas did a great job of going down with him. Andreas is defending this very, very well. Nice short elbows. This is going to change Saul's mind a little bit. Saul's working to turn the corner and do an ankle pick as he did earlier, try to get that takedown.
It's looking a lot like round number 1, Scott, where Almeida and Judy were in the same position, and once Almeida popped up for a brief second to try to exchange, Judy popped back up on his feet, and the round ended from there.
Well, the round's starting to end for me right now, I think. I'm falling asleep.
2.5 to go here in this second round. Almeida just trying to apply the pressure, just try to smother Andreas Judy. Judy driving in those right elbows, trying to soften up the grip.
I think Andreas is falling asleep too.
Not a lot of action here in the latter stages.
And it's not by his choice. He's looking right up at the ref saying, what do you want me to do?
Well, I was surprised in round 1 that Kevin McDonald didn't stand him up earlier. I know Almeida switched positions.
Well, see, that's just it. Is Saul's doing enough to improve his position, but there's absolutely no damage going on. Kevin is, you can hear him talking now. Kevin McDonald is telling him, come on, guys, let's go. And he's really not saying, come on, guys, for Andreas.
Right.
Andreas working to try to get back up out of frustration, not even out of necessity.
Well, and this has been some of the criticism towards Saul Almeida, what they call lay and pray in mixed martial arts, and you're seeing a bit of it here. And while his fights may not always be aesthetically pleasing, he has been effective as judged by his record. Andreas Judy really having no answer for this right now, looking to Kevin McDonald to try to get him back up on their feet. Well, for a second, it looked like he might get up. Almeida just shoves him right back down. 1 minute to go.
That was actually Saul trying to pull his hips off the cage, pull Andreas' hips off the cage and get him flat in his back, and Andreas defended it. Andreas working an underhook, trying to pick that arm clean.
Andreas Judy comfortable against the cage, and why not? He's not taking a lot of damage here.
Or any.
But not winning the round by any stretch either, Scott, and that's probably the biggest problem.
I don't know who's winning this round, to be honest with you. There's no damage in this. Control-wise, Saul's controlling Andreas, but
based on how they tend to get scored, you'd have to guess it's Saul Almeida, though it's questionable at best. 30 seconds here in round number 2. Now they're back on their feet, clenched against the cage. And we'll see if Andreas Judy can break free and try to do something in these closing seconds. You can see the frustration.
Andreas and I, I'm shaking my head too, Andreas.
And Almeida will be content to run this out. Now Kevin McDonald separates him. It's a little bit too little too late. The bell's about to ring. Andreas Judy calling on Almeida, saying, let's fight. The bell does ring. You see that icy stare from Judy wanting to fight, and Almeida doesn't appear to really want to engage with him. So that does it for round number 2. We'll take a listen here into Almeida's corner and see what advice they might give him here going into this third round. Well, without the benefit of a translator, we don't really know what Saul Almeida's corner is telling him. We don't really know where this fight sits on the scorecards either. You made a good point, Scott. It's really hard to say who had control or really who has the edge on the cards. We may find out here.
All sarcasm aside, Saul definitely had control of Andreas. Andreas could not break free from the control that Saul had. It was not punishing. That's all it was control. It was a grappling match. It wasn't an MMA fight, in my opinion. Now, nice left hook by Andreas. Had Saul done something with it, improved his position, had he laid in some punishment, had done anything creative in that aspect.
Round 3 underway. Almeida going in for another takedown in the first 30 seconds. Mike Parenti, Scott Ream, cage side with you at Twin River Casino. Almeida in the white and black trunks, Andreas Judy in the blue with the gold lettering. And it's right back to where we were in round 1 and round 2. And I'm no mind reader, but you can certainly read body language. You can tell there's frustration on the part of Andreas Judy in this fight, who really just wants to be in the middle of the cage and wants to fight.
Well, nobody, you know what, it's funny. If you don't want to fight that way, then it does behoove you to make the fight go in a different direction.
Well, I was going to ask you that. If a fighter does not want to be in this spot as Andreas Judy does not, then what can he do to at least avoid it?
But at the minimum, he is fighting to a stalemate right now. And that's the hottest predicament. He is suffering no damage. He is not inflicting very much, but he is constantly defending the takedown, and well, he's doing it well. He is not being taken down. You see where Saul is attempting and attempting and attempting, but not finishing a takedown. It's a stalemate.
Good takedown defense, but just running out of real estate, always getting pinned against the cage.
If Saul was finished this and was able to improve his position, and then improved his position some more or created some strikes, I wouldn't complain as much. But right now, he stepped over and secured one leg, and he's punching and elbowing a thigh.
Judy trying to work the rib cage, at least try to soften up Almeida, but Almeida just persistent as ever. Keeping Judy pressed against that cage. Just under 3 minutes to go in the fight. The third and final round of this lightweight bout here between Andreas Judy and Saul Almeida. Judy comes into the fight at 5-2. Almeida's 15-5 with 3 submission wins on his record.
If this continues this way, Andreas legitimately can lose this fight, and
without suffering any damage.
I don't think he's been hit tonight.
Not hit much, and certainly not hurt by any stretch. Frustrated perhaps, but not hurt.
Come on, guys, I need something here.
You hear Kevin McDonald saying, "I need something here," and I think Scott Ream feels the same way sitting next to me.
I would have to agree.
Now Judy gets to his feet. Let's see if he tries to work those knees to the midsection. He's got an opening. He's got Almeida locked up, or at least Almeida has his arms wrapped around his body. He's trying, certainly. Almeida trying to knee the inner thigh, and again, soften him up for that takedown. Hasn't really been able to get it yet, and now Kevin McDonald breaks him up, much to the delight of the crowd. 1.5 minutes to go in the fight. We'll see if Andreas Judy can let his hands go and put the fight, or at least take the fight into his direction to where he wants it to be, and where he might need it to be, depending on how the scorecards look. Judy mixing in those rare leg kicks and jabs to the body. Might really just need to turn it on here, Sky. He's only got about 1 minute to go.
Well, you know, I think Andreas is also leery of the fact that if he rushes in, Saul's going to drop for the takedown. Saul's doing a great job of using his height to his advantage. He's keeping Andreas off. He's not suffering any damage in the stand-up.
I agree. I think there is some tentativeness on his part, and certainly the height advantage definitely plays a role in keeping Judy at bay. Nice kick upstairs, one more to the midsection. 38 seconds to go in the third and final round here from Twin River Casino, and now Almeida again goes in for the takedown. Nice sprawl by Andreas Judy, and we're right back against the cage. And it's kind of been the recurring theme here in this bout. Final 25 seconds. Andreas Judy just trying to do something, and I think at this point the frustration set in. Now both fighters back on their feet. Quick little flurry here in the final 10 seconds. Almeida locks him up, and that's going to do it. Be interesting to see where this one goes, but we are going to go to the scorecards. Now the two exchanging words on the way back to their corners.
Andreas yelled, "I was fighting. I was fighting, you were holding."
Almeida needing to be restrained by his corner. Andreas Judy now trying to make his way toward Almeida again. His corner has to hold him back. Telling the crowd that he came to fight. So an interesting exchange there at the final bell. The frustration just sort of boils over here for Andreas Judy. And Saul Almeida not taking a liking to it, but what can you do, Scott?
You know, you have to be a fan of one or the other. You know, where Saul turns around and said, "You couldn't stop me." He's partly true. He couldn't stop him.
That's right. That is true.
He did stop him from taking him down. He did stop him from keeping him down, though. He didn't stop him from keeping him in that position. But it looked like, I have to give Andreas credit, there was definitely a stalemate on the takedown aspect of it. He never got him on his back. We never saw Saul in guard, in mount, inside control for more than a split second.
Will Almeida's control get the nod over Andres Judy's takedown defense? We'll find out. Let's go to the scorecards and hear the official decision from Adam Palazzo.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 tough rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards. Judge Wayne Lima scores it 29-28. Judge Paul Asmar scores it 29-28. Judge Brian Miner scores it 30-27. For your winner by unanimous decision, Saul Almeida.